Hey guys, it's the American Pool Guy, and today I want to do another story of American courage, a story that is unsung, not really heard about anymore, and that is the story of the 16-year-old girl who did a midnight ride similar to Paul Revere's, only 2 times the distance. That's right, this is the story of Sybil Ludington. Sybil Ludington was born in Connecticut as the oldest of 11 children. That is a lot of kids, but it was normal back then. And her father was Colonel Henry Ludington of the American militia. Now, her father was actually a seasoned soldier. He was actually a veteran of the British Army. And so when he joined up in the American cause of liberty and freedom, it actually painted a target on his head and on the heads of all of his kids, because all of the British loyalists in the area absolutely hated him for betraying the crown. So it was pretty dangerous to be him or any of his kids at this time. Now, British troops and British loyalists went on a mission to the nearby town of Danbury. And what they were going to do was basically a search and destroy mission, looking for any hidden gunpowder, firearms, or ammunition, or general supplies that the colonists were hiding away in order to fuel their revolution. And so when the British troops and the loyalists got there, they actually set fire to the town. And kind of like a make an example of them type of movement. And so people were running for their lives. And one person ran to Colonel Ludington's house in the rain, by the way. It was a dark and stormy night, and went to warn Colonel Ludington, they're burning the town of Danbury, we need to do something. Now, it was normal procedure for the militia to meet up at Colonel Ludington's house so that they could strategize and organize a plan as they all arrived. But none of the militia were ready. This was a surprise attack, so nobody was ready. Everybody was still at home asleep. And Colonel Ludington couldn't go out getting all of his men, gathering them one by one, because he needed to be at home strategizing his battle plan. And so enter Sybil Ludington, his oldest daughter, 16 years old. And she jumps on a horse, and in the dark, stormy, windy, rainy night, by herself, she starts a 40-mile ride to gather Colonel Ludington's men and send them to his house. This was very dangerous. The reason why is because, remember how I was telling you those British loyalists, they were out to try and grab any of Colonel Ludington's men because they wanted to use them against him and hold them for ransom, or say like, hey, if you want your kid to survive, then you'll turn yourself in, because they saw him as a traitor to the crown. Imagine if she was captured. That would be it, because there were plenty of loyalists running around during the surprise attack that could have nabbed her. So this is a very dangerous mission. Now, she did successfully rally her father's men, and after all the men arrived at the house, they were able to strategize their battle plan and march off to go counterattack the British. Now, Colonel Ludington's men actually were able to chase the British troops all the way back to their boats from whence they came. All the way back to the ocean, basically. Chase them into the ocean. And it was all because of the efforts of his daughter, Sybil. Now, 40 miles, that's a really long distance. As a matter of fact, that's twice the distance that Paul Revere rode on his famous midnight ride. And yet, Sybil Ludington is one of the great unsung heroes of the Revolutionary War. And that's what I'm trying to bring to you guys, is stories that just invigorate the American spirit in all of us, that remind us that to these people that went unsung for so long, this freedom and liberty that is so original to America is just so precious that they were willing to put themselves in such danger for such a cause. For the duration of the Revolutionary War, Sybil actually was self-employed as a messenger. So her job didn't just stop there. She wanted to continue helping in the effort. So she continued delivering messages for the different militias and the Continental Army. And she did eventually get the recognition that she deserved, because after the war, General George Washington and General Rochambeau, the French general who came to aid America in the Revolutionary War, came to Danbury, and they wanted to meet Sybil personally. And they both thanked her personally for her efforts in helping the cause. Well, that's it for today's American storytelling. I really love telling stories, especially stories that invigorate that pride of being an American in all of us, and also telling the stories of unsung heroes who put themselves in great danger to preserve and or attain the freedom and liberty that we all enjoy today. I would love to tell longer stories and more detailed stories of, different characters and happenings that we may not have learned about in school, but I just need to know that you guys enjoy this type of thing. So leave a like below, leave a comment what you guys think, and I'm on Facebook. This is the American Pool Guy, and I will talk to you guys later.